Hello everyone, Dave here with some thoughts on another knife for you guys. When you look at a knife, when you see a knife, a lot of thoughts go into your mind, and usually one or two words come to personify that knife. Sometimes they're strength, sometimes it's fear, sometimes menace, sometimes aggression, sometimes hope. Really depends on the knife and maybe your feelings at the time. The knife I'm going to show you guys today, I think the word that comes to mind every time I see it, and maybe for you guys too, is probably going to be reverence. The knife in front of you, or the knife in the box in front of you, is the Spyderco World Trade Center memorial knife. This was a knife that Spyderco made back in 2002 as a fundraising effort and in memory of the people that, of all the people that were lost in the World Trade Center tragedy. The knife is called the Dallara. Officer John Dallara was lost that day. He was a member of the NYPD, and he was a big collector of Spyderco knives, and with the coordination with his family, the NYPD, New York Fire Department, they got together, and some of the steel that was used, some of the steel from Tower 1, one of the I-beams of the East Tower, was used to create this relief here in the middle. The World Trade Center project was done back in 2002 and I think extended through 2005. A total of, let me be accurate on this, 2,819 of these knives were made. Actually, 2,826. 2,819, as it says in the letter here that was attached, was the official number of lives lost, the official count for Tower 1. 7 additional pieces were made for those who helped to bring the knife to fruition. Let's take a look at it. Some of the specs I'll post in, as usual in the description section. Probably not really all that relevant to this knife, though. There you go. Take a close look at it. This is, as you can see, number 1975. I had gotten in contact with Spyderco and actually requested this number. It's my birth year, so, no other real significance other than that, but I thought it would be something that would make it a little bit even more special to me. As you can see, many of you will be familiar with the shape. It's a Spyderco Rescue. Some of the things, or one of the interesting things, remember this is back in 2002. This is S30V steel. It was it had just come out from CPM at the time, and Spyderco went through some means to procure it. There's that relief. Let's let you guys take a quick look at that. I'll read you a quick little something that came in one of the letters, or one of the pieces that came with it. This is out a letter. Because the steel was twisted and deformed, the task of transforming into something delicate, accurate, Skyline's made many challenges. The handling and preparation of the steel, annealing, surfacing, cutting, EDCM shaping of the raw steel into Skylines was time-consuming and expensive. Each piece was then hand-sanded and individually coated to prevent rust. Much of the work was done free of charge to assist in the project. The Skyline is, of course, unique and memorable. There's a whole bunch of other things in the letter. You could check out Spyderco's website, get a little bit more information on that. I don't need to spend the time reading it to you guys. It's something you can take a look at and develop your own thoughts. Some other things that came to mind, well, just on another note, I used to work down in WTC 4. I was across the street that day. Know a lot of people that were there in the towers, and, well, it's just provides a lot of thoughts when you're looking at this. So, when people sort of say, oh, knives are dangerous, they're only meant to harm, to hurt, this knife comes to mind as sort of a contradiction, if you will, to that, or in direct defiance of it. Spyderco actually sent about 300 of these guys, this model not obviously with that, but of the rescue model, to help out in the relief effort. You can also take a look on that there. They were orange. They had orange handles. Some of them were made out to the NYPD. Some of them were made out to the fire department. So, and this, you have to realize, was done just days after the event took place. So Spyderco was right there. The rescue series is part of what they call the SAS group, Save and Serve. I don't know, I haven't looked to see if they actually still use that nomenclature, but it was basically in existence for Spyderco for 20 years, and they had providing this type of knife. Some other thoughts. You know, back in the, or at least it's the tradition that carries forth today, when blacksmiths, sword makers used to forge weapons, form swords, form knives, they would believe or felt that, you know, certain products they made would have a soul or, you know, a spirit within them, and they would name them accordingly. That you could see that carries across today. You've got the Calypso, the Civilian, the Tenacious, you name it, the Tiebreaker. Throughout every knife maker or every production, every knife sort of has some way to describe it. This is, of course, the Dalera Rescue. Very apropos. Other cultures also believe that when a knife was handled, it took on part of the spirit, or it became part of its owner. And when that blade was handed down, it would take on, you know, it was like basically passing down. It was a piece of memory, a piece of history, a piece of everyone who had used and wielded that weapon before them. Other cultures also believe that when a weapon was used to take a life, part of the vanquished would go into it as well. You know, we're talking a little bit of belief here, if you will. But you have to sort of wonder, with that piece of metal there, or at least I tend to wonder, what sort of, you know, at least it adds something to this knife for me, personally. Don't really have too much to say. I mean, obviously, the only way this knife would ever see any use is to save a life. It is pretty much there to be looked at, to invoke some memories, to invoke some thoughts. Let's take a quick look there. That's about it. You know, I could probably speak on and on about it, but everyone sort of has their own thoughts and feelings for that. I just wanted to share this guy with you guys. Hope that's provided a little thought, a little bit of information. Questions, comments, always appreciated. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye.